So we're almost done setting up the lobby. It looks like we are finally getting the readies in. So we'll be starting this draft in just a minute. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. There are over 100 of you hanging out here for this amateur series. So we just want to say thank you for supporting HeroesHype. Thank you for supporting these teams that are coming out here and competing on Monday nights every week. We see a lot of familiar faces. We see a lot of new teams coming out, much like tryouts. All having a great time, all playing some really good Heroes of the Storm. So thank you all for the support, and we look forward to you hanging out in the coming weeks as well. And if you're in Europe watching, for whatever reason, hello, Europeans. But too, we also started the HeroesHype European Amateur Series. So if you're looking to compete there, make sure to check out HeroesHype.com for more information on the next EU Amateur Series and how you can sign up. Pally, we're getting to the draft now.
We
Prediction for the bands.
Hanzo. Hanzo. Toronto would be really good to ban here. Hunter's Mark kind of destroys that immortal with any hero, any auto attacker. I think choking out some of the warriors is not a bad idea because lots of walls for Diablo if they want to do a Diablo play. I say still Arthur's pretty good. He could clear the immortal pretty nicely. But I think Hanzo, Maiev, Genji, very typical bands here would make sense.
Mm-hmm. What if we do see an Arthas come in, and what if we see a Sing Jagosa? See, now I'm sounding like J-How, but how exciting would that be? And we have Psistorm taking out the Cho'Gall here. Or rather, just the Gall. Diablo being banned out for all those reasons that you said. Really great map for him with that Lightning Breath. A lot of small choke points. A lot of opportunity for that Shadow Charge stun.
I'm wondering if the Gall ban is because they know what tryouts plays and it's just something they pull out. If it's because Cho'Gall's not terrible on this map because it's so small, or if it's just I don't know why. I'm trying to reason with it and it just doesn't make sense.
Sometimes you just do it. There's that Hanzo ban. So off the table, we still have
Shimada brothers are gone.
Shimada Bros obsolete. We still do have the Mal'Ganis. We still do have the Greymane. Wondering if we see Tyrande come out. Psistorm picked up the Deckard Cain first rotation, but they're gonna go with that Mal'Ganis.
That's not surprising. Again, I haven't seen him played on this map, so this is gonna be new for me at least. Now I get to know how he plays on this map.
Yeah, same. I mean, potentially in the same way that Lightning Breath gets a lot of value in some of the tighter fight spots that happen on this map. Perhaps Mal'Ganis and, that Sleep being able to find a lot of targets, a lot of value there on the map. But we'll have to see. The Deckard being taken away, given over to the side of tryouts, and the Li Ming, again, for a little bit more of that range poke around the objective.
I think this is a very early Li Ming pick.
I agree.
I don't mind the Deckard. The Deckard he's a really good healer. Why not grab him while he's still available? But Toronto is still available, so that's already we're gonna have a crazy race on Psistorm.
They want to go in and get rid of that immortal as fast as possible. Deckard with the Scroll of Sealing, though, just given that there will be so much focus on the race, makes for Greymane and possibly Tron to be pretty easy targets for that slow and that root coming out from Deckard Cain, which then again makes really good setup for the Li Ming. So it will be, they'll have to be a little bit careful about those aspects.
They will, definitely. I'm wondering what they're going to ban here. Because they try to ban out a warrior, maybe a Garage or potentially a Muradin. I mean, I think there are just so many ways you could go with warriors after a Deckard. But the Maiev, of course.
Yeah, they get rid of Maiev. Warden's Cage paired with Disintegrate. Definitely something you don't want to be on the receiving end of. So I like that coming out from Psistorm.
I'm assuming a Rainer might come out. Rainer shreds the Immortal if you go Execution. Alarak!
Ooh, we got ourselves an Alarak. We get the Blaze as well. And I was looking at chat earlier today during our in-between matches, and tryouts apparently full of very high-level players. So I see an Alarak in the hands of Grandmaster players, Master players, and I start to get nervous. But we also have an Artanis coming out from Psistorm, ladies and gentlemen, and rounding out their
It's
draft.
happened.
Taking up the Rainer. They've got so much race, Pally.
They do. So only Li Ming really on the side of tryouts, which she's very good with her missile builds. And Alarak is not too bad at taking down the Immortal, but you can't race that.
So
there's no way.
we were joking about, well, they can't kill the Immortal if you kill them, and it seems like tryouts is going for the kill first, Immortal second approach here in their draft.
That's true. There's a lot of CC on the side of tryouts, so it could work. But if they're just pure race Immortal, there's no team that can race faster than Psistorm. I don't think you can draft a faster team, to be honest.
I know. I mean, maybe you end up swapping out the Hanzo if he was available, but with everything available on the table, Psistorm has just picked the best cuts of meat from the cow that is the Heroes of the Storm roster. So I am, for one, terrified for tryouts. I think their composition that they've drafted, little trickier to execute. Psistorm definitely far more straightforward on what their goals are. They do have a lot of damage in team fights. They want to primarily use Melganis for that crowd control Tyrande with the follow-up Lunar Stun. Artanis, you have that swap if you're also trying to isolate a target. So they have a lot there. So they have the race, and they have the team fight, and they have great wave clear.
Everything.
Tryouts has the team fight, and that makes me nervous for them.
Yeah, same. I mean, the Blaze is the main tank here, so the Urel should be okay against that Artanis in the solo lane. But that's about it.
We'll see.
That's gonna be really hard.
It might be really hard. I'm really excited to see where this goes. So let's introduce these teams. In the blue, we have Psistorm Gaming. We're going to see Kenji Muyo on the Tyrande. Stronger will be on Artanis. Hyskoa will be on Greymane. NSJ on Rainer. And Enavir on Melganis.
And on the red side, we have tryouts with Hyun on Li Ming, Nirvana on the Alarak, Emperor 15 on the Blaze, Best Support Latin America on the Deckard, and Maxorian on the Urel. You're getting a solo Melganis. Okay.
I was gonna say, what's Melganis doing in the top lane? But I suppose whatever works. We're gonna see how this goes. Enavir going to be pairing into Maxorian on the Urel. That bottom lane, things are getting real hot. Blaze trying to get a little bit of that clear. I feel like tryouts, if they're trying to make a statement, it's got to be a very quick statement. If they try to wait until later in the game to really exert their prowess on this map, I think Psistorm might be a bit too far ahead for them to catch up.
I completely agree. But I think right now their 4-man is a little bit stronger because Psistorm's a little bit squishy and Tryouts has that Blaze on bot. So if they engage really hard here, they might be able to get a pick. It looks like they're just playing super passive.
Yeah, with only stronger kind of as that warrior role down here in the 4-man, like you were saying, it'll be a bit hard for him to protect the rest of the team, especially compared to that Blaze who has a bit more of that self-sustain. Stronger does have the shields, but once those shields expire, that's it for a while. Emperor, though, going in onto Hyskoa, who in turn going onto Nirvana. Alarak taking a lot of damage, and Trout's going to start falling behind their gate a little bit. And Shay getting a little bit of the pepper. The orb does miss from Li Ming. Psistorm holding on really well here in the bottom.
Yeah, and we have the Urel coming down. I think if it's just to try to get a pick, 5v4 here. Maybe we're gonna get 4 sooner and try to just lead with XP and maybe win that way. It's gonna work. Yes. Okay. Greymane is going down, and so does Rainer.
Ooh. Oh, baby, a double. Can they make it a triple? Kenji taking a lot of damage. The scroll ceiling is there, but doesn't connect, but that doesn't matter. Tyranna's going to go down. Stronger is the last one standing here in the bot lane. The rotation from Urel helping to secure those early picks, putting tryouts in a little bit of a lead of their opponents here on Battlefield of Eternity.
Yeah, so that worked out. They got the level 4. Urel's back in the lane, albeit without any mana. But that's okay. She doesn't need mana.
Mana, what's that?
Able to push it. Yeah. You don't really need it against, I guess against the Mal'Ganis, it's kind of an even trade, it looks like.
And Mal'Ganis going into a little bit more of a self-sustain on 1 with time to feed. So going into the off lane definitely makes sense to get a little bit more healing. Or at least in the team fights, not so much from the waves. But we'll see how that laning Mal'Ganis goes over time. Because like we were saying before, it just seems like you spend a lot of mana just clearing out waves that other heroes can have a way easier time doing.
Yeah, I think that was a change to make it more fair. All the sleep, the Mal'Ganis sleep is so broken.
And Kenji ends up broken and dead, and Enivir looks like he might end up following, trying to use the swipes to get out, but Mal'Ganis is going to fall in this fight. Hayaskoa on the run, but Greymane going to fall. Urel, 3 kills on a roll with those Goomba Stomps.
Yeah, so we're actually seeing this team fight working out for them. Who needs the Immortal when you can just kill the enemy team? And they're actually winning the Immortal race now that the enemy is dead. Which is...
Yeah, the halftime show is hitting. Teaming going to go get a bit more mana. A couple heroes on the side of tryouts getting a little low in that respect. But they have the affordance to spend that time, heal up before going in. Psistorm trying their best again to do damage to this Immortal, but Emperor and Urel just doing a great job at zoning.
Yeah, and there's the crazy CC stacking on the side of tryouts. Just Steckered Root into the triple blaze stun, into the Alarag combo. It's really working out for them. So they're about to have 7. They're gonna pick up this Immortal.
Stun out onto Emperor. Should get away, going back in for one last oil sick, but Blaze is very low on mana, who would be pretty disadvantageous of him to keep on in this fight. But Enivir going in, trying to see if they can get the kill. Still not there. The Lunar Flare hits 2, and Enivir just trying to swarm around and be a nuisance onto tryouts. Blaze finally going to fall. Great pickup from Psistorm here.
Indeed, and they're actually going to be able to take down the Immortal.
What's race?
Race?
We talked about
who needs levels?
we said they've got some of the best race heroes in this game, and they were down. They essentially had no damage onto the opponent's Immortal by halftime, and they just waited it out, got a couple picks, swung it around in their favor, giving them the chance. They know the shield isn't too great on their Immortal, so I love the call to split push. However, Decker Kane as a icing on the cake, make that a Greymane though going to fall in response along with Tyrande. Suddenly tryouts trying to punish this push from Psistorm. NSJ is going to go down, and Stronger getting pulled in by Alaric, has nowhere to go, trying to weave in Bob to avoid this damage, but the silence is there, the stun as well. And that is a 4-person wipe for tryouts.
But tryouts lost their fort on top, so that is a huge deal, honestly, when no one was pushing with the Immortal. Just leaving the Li Ming up there to defend that was just not enough. And this is a really early Immortal, so you don't normally see a fort falling so quickly.
Hayaskoa looking a bit rough. And if you're coming out with the massive sleep onto multiple members, going in, getting the damage out on to the members of Tryouts on the chase. The rest of Psistorm trying to come up from behind. Tryouts split a little bit. The Lunar Flare goes out onto Nirvana. The Jet Propulsion trying to keep stronger off of their teammates, but it's just not enough. Maxorian taking a lot of damage, and it's looking like Urel caps the fountain, gets the Goomba Stomp, but is there going to be a kill there? She uses the hammer to try to get away. On the other side, Artanis falls, and Urel going to fall in trade. A 1-for-1 right now for these teams.
This fight is insane. Everyone has been so low for the entire fight. So that's going to be Morgana's following, and another team fight won by Tryouts. And 10s are online now, so we do have Wave of Force, Counter-Strike from the Alarak.
Oh, the patience and the planning, and a beautiful stay-a-while coming out from the support on best support LatAm, and also in HeroesHype Amateur Series in this match. Apparently, the setup for the Alarak and for the Li Ming was perfect right there.
It was indeed, and we have the Urel holding the ult. I wonder why. Are we gonna see armor? No, we do have Ardent Defender picked up. Just having us wait for that.
Just really want to make you think. Counter-Strike being picked up for Alarak as well.
We have Purifier Beam.
I like it.
I also like it. Blinds actually don't do too much against Tryouts, so that's probably why.
Yeah, most of their heroes definitely wouldn't be too affected too much by that. So good adaptation. The Immortal race is on, though, while Enevere keeping occupied with Urel in the top. The rotation, though, coming out from the rest of Psistorm, it looks like to maybe get a pick. Urel stuck between the walls. The Ardent Defender does get used, and she is able to make it out alive for the time being, but this fight is not over. The Jet Propulsion from Emperor comes in. Highest score getting low. Shadowstalk used for some of that stealth, and the Purifier Beam in response onto the Blaze. The bunker is there. Deckard and company in there. The stay-a-while gets interrupted by Psistorm. Deckard Kane trying his best to hobble away. The potions are coming out, but two members of Tryouts are going to fall.
Yeah, and the Deckard stood up though. He's still alive. So it's very, very hard to kill Deckard when he's just alt-queuing himself. That was a really, really great fight coming out from Psistorm. They haven't been doing too well in the fights, but now they're able to get a full shield immortal. There's no way to chunk down the shield in time against this team.
Yeah, and even without the Greymane for that first half, we just saw how much damage Raynor and Artanis could put out on their own. So spreading that responsibility amongst multiple heroes, so in case one falls, you know you still have that race potential, was a really good decision for them going into this draft. Tryouts taking a bit more of a offensive position here, trying to get some damage out, while Psistorm building up some counter pressure for a push that hopefully they went out on. I'm gonna get a brief pause so we have a disconnect.
I'm surprised that we are allowing. I'm surprised Psistorm's allowing Tryouts to even touch the Immortal. This is a free full shield Immortal, in my opinion.
Yeah, they could have gone in. I know they were waiting on Greymane to rejoin the full team, but they were still a couple people up, so I was a little bit surprised by that. But I thought they were grabbing this bruiser camp, but it looks like they were actually pausing, kind of waiting on vision of their other team. Looks like we might be ready now, getting back into this game.
Okay, we are back. And it's about a half for each of the Immortals. I'm actually really surprised by this. It's gonna go over to Psistorm unless Tryouts wipes them again.
Tryouts taking a bit more of that defensive position now that they've caught up on that race, which again, a little bit surprising. Coming out, the Lunar Flare hits the Immortal. We are seeing the chunk come out real quick. Tryouts trying to focus down the Artanis. Stronger getting really low is going to be the first to fall. The Purifier Beam, though, coming out before he is entirely gone. Jet Propulsion, beautiful, coming out from Emperor. The stay a while and listen catches too, so that the focus can be on NSJ, who's barely going to seemingly The race is on. Maxorian trying to get the kill. But Raynor is going to survive with barely any health. Taronda healing him up. Blaze going to fall, and this is suddenly turned around in a terrible way for tryouts.
That was insane. I think this Taronda's gonna fall though. There's no mana. Alarak is on top of her. An Ardent Defender. The usage of Ardent Defender has just been brilliant. On Maxorian.
Maxorian has gotten out a lot of tricky positions, but this might be one Hero just simply can't get out of, unfortunately. But that fight going back and forth, kills on both sides. But this Immortal for Psistorm, half a shield, heading down to this bot lane. We'll have to see how much tryouts are able to defend. I feel like this fort, for sure, goes down. Just about how much of that gate before the keep they're able to get.
I think the wall will at least go down because they do have 4 people pushing with it. So actually 5. Greymane is joining bot lane. So it's going to be just a really hard push here. It's at least the wall. Maybe they're going to go for keep here to get this advantage. Open up a win condition.
Maxorian coming around the Purifier being used simply to help scatter Blaze and company. They're going to give up on defending the Immortal. They're going in for the fight now. The Lunar stun goes out onto best support Lat and ends up getting pulled in, and Decker Kane going to be the first to fall. Enevir very low but still trying to get the stun, uses the carry on swarm to escape. Hayaskoa going in real deep onto tryouts. It's looking like that's going to be all they try to bite off as they retreat. And they are sitting almost a whole level above their opponents, and they now have the opportunity to start building up pressure onto both of these gates.
Yeah, and they've already gotten the gate open on the bot, and a little less than half of that keep down. Which is a big deal. They win one team fight, they win the game. Pretty much. This late, there's longer death timers. It's a really scary position to be in if you are tryouts right now.
Tryouts find Psistorm. A beautiful 5-man stay a while and listen coming out from best support LatAm. Although members of tryouts looking really low. Li Ming is going to fall. Emperor going to follow suit very shortly. The Purifier Beam doesn't even have time to fully connect before the Lunar Flare takes out Blaze. Decker Kane going to fall. Nirvana and Maxorian now on the run. Psistorm Gaming immediate with that rotation to that bot like we talked about. They have that camp to push as well. They are going to secure this keep right before these Immortal spawns as well, and that's going to be catapult pressure building up onto that core.
So they're going for the safe play here, and they're going back to get the Immortal. I don't hate it. I think with only 10 seconds on the Deckard at that point, it's the safer choice. I'm not sure if they could have won, but I don't think there was any harm if they did try.
You just think about it a little bit. The death timers were very short, so tryouts would have been there pretty fast. And this gives them a head start on the Immortal anyway, instead of focusing on the core, focusing on this objective. Hayaskoa, though, taking a lot of damage on the backside. Maxorian with the leap helps take out the Greymane. Tryouts now sitting 1 man up over the important opponents. The Purifier Beam is out. There is no bunker. It was still on cooldown. Stay a while and listen for a little bit of defense. But Tryouts is starting to fall apart here.
The Nirvana is falling so low from that Mal'Ganis.
And Avir is just keeping on top of Decker Kane. The Lunar Stun is there on Maxorian. The leap, though, being able to help Durell get out behind the gate. NSJ really low. Still has a little bit of healing available.
So there's no mana on the side of Psistorm, so they do have to back out. Play a little bit safer here. They don't have to worry about the Immortal too much because they can just make up whatever's lost here at halftime.
Yeah, plus Urel. Yeah, Urel showing on the bottom too. Resources are split, so that's 1 hero not available in any kind of fight up here. I like the grab of the Bruiser camp because if this does end up being in favor of Psistorm, the additional pressure from that Bruiser camp might help them secure the win here on Battlefield of Eternity. Stronger going in, a beautiful swap onto Nirvana. The Lunar Flare does miss.
Yeah, and these team fights have actually been kind of even, at least near the Immortals. We rarely see one team not losing someone. Oh my goodness.
Urtanus just melted so quickly. Stay a while, freezing two members of Psistorm. Stun goes out from Emperor Hayaskoa. About at half health, the armor is there from Urel onto that Blaze. The rest of Tryouts now starting to scatter, and at half health, they are not looking good. Alarak is going to fall. Mal'Ganis has just been assaulting these low health targets on the side of Tryouts. Hayaskoa is the dive there. Dive is there onto Decker Kane, who is going to fall, and this is looking like Psistorm. They're gonna go back, clean up the Immortal, but again, such a back and forth for these teams.
Yeah, the fights have been insane because they're usually just trading out heroes. It just depends on who falls and who's gonna get the advantage out of that. And the Greymane had go for the throw up that entire time. Didn't even need it to kill everybody. So
sometimes you just do enough damage on your own that you don't need your heroic to really assist with any of that. So Psistorm now barreling down this top, trying to prep this gate, take it down as much as possible before their Immortal comes in, and this Immortal has a hefty shield talent.
it does. This is another keep. Maybe they're gonna try for game here too. If they get a kill, I think this could very easily be game.
Hayaskoa, though, taking a lot of damage on the backside. The healing is there for the time being. Hayaskoa getting away. The Purifier Beam waiting for that Blaze coming out of the bunker. Best support LatAm using the stay a while for a little bit of a pause in this fight. The rest of Psistorm focusing on trying to get out as much damage onto that Urel as possible. The well was destroyed before Urel was able to tap. The Greymane going to be taking out, which gives Tryouts a little bit of a reprieve to focus on this Immortal.
That was a beautiful fight by Tryout. The crazy CC chain. That's how they were winning fights early on, and they're bringing it back.
If it was working. If it was working.
But there's a lot of catapult pressure already. There's gonna be more catas on top. There's already two bot pushing towards the core. So Urel's gonna have to kind of stay back and deal with all of that pressure.
Ooh, a lot of damage going out onto Enivir. The root is there. Blaze on the backside trying to distract, but Enivir being able to get the sleep, and Li Ming is going to be the first to fall. The armor does come out from Urel, but is it enough to save the Blaze? The Raiders Raider getting the last couple shots as he ends up falling. The Lunar Flare hitting Decker Kane on the backside. Psistorm Gaming have their eye set on Urel. The Ardent Defender is top to give a little bit of healing, but the attacks immediately stop. And the assault continues as soon as it expires. And this fight now spreading all over the map. Exorian trying to get a little bit of heal. Alarak going to fall on one side. Urel juking and jiving over there. Can the kill finally be got? Hayaskoa finally taking her down. Callie, this might be game at Psistorm. Set their eyes on the core.
100% game. I think Psistorm just did a very good job there, not dropping any of the heroes. They had been trading in all of the other team fights, but they were able to just push as 5. So no way they don't win here unless Li Ming does crazy things.
Nope.
Goodbye, Li Ming.
GG's to Psistorm Gaming to show that sometimes putting it all into the Immortal race, not such a bad idea. But like we said, all those heroes also having a really good capability of team fighting, of wave clear. And so they just had all the check marks ticked off on the list for what you draft on this map.